everyone else. That she was so well accepted in their circle made it even more impossible to stop thinking about her, because everywhere he went, he saw her. Finally, after a robust dance that had her laughing aloud, Cherry began to fade. She dropped into a chair at a table with 3 other fighters and a few women. Her gaze never once came his way, almost as if she knew where he was and avoided making eye contact with him. Suited Denver fine. Mostly. Damn it. It wasn't easy, but he made himself look away. Tonight had been an eventful one. They'd all gotten to the local fight venue early, some to grab a bite before the event, others just to ensure they got the best seats. They all enjoyed watching Army Jacobson fight. They'd enjoy it even more if Army would accept the offers from the more elite, professional fight organization, the SBC. But for reasons of his own, he dodged them, always insisting on sticking with the smaller, more local groups. It wasn't due to a lack of talent. Canon Coulter was a star with the SBC, and both Denver and Stack had recently signed with them. Since they each sparred with Army, they knew firsthand that he was fast and deceptively strong, slick in a way that bespoke innate talent, something that couldn't be taught or learned, but came naturally to a born athlete. Army knew his shit. If he accepted a contract with the SBC, he'd more than hold his own. Denver believed he would dominate there as well. But Army blew them off every time. Speak of the devil. When Denver saw Army approaching him, he put his elbows back on the bar, glad to finally have a distraction. How do you feel? What do you mean? Army caught the bartender's eye and ordered a whiskey. The competition had been done tournament style so that competitors had to win to advance, and had to fight multiple times. That arrangement wasn't common anymore, and wasn't the way the SBC did things. But the smaller events did what they could to highlight the fighters and drum up excitement. Army had knocked out his first guy, then submitted the next 2, each in the first round. In the second fight, he'd locked in an arm bar so tightly that the other fighter had immediately tapped rather than risk injury. For the third, he'd submitted with a rear naked choke. Each time, he made it look effortless. Hell, he'd walked away with nothing more than a small bruise on his cheekbone and some mat burn on one elbow. That was it. No other injuries. He'd barely broken a sweat. Army destroyed other fighters with disgusting ease. Soon as the event had ended, most of the competitors and a lot of fans had converged on the nearby club for a promoted after-party. Army, a fan favorite for the local organization, was sure to be the belle of the ball. You took that last guy apart. He was damn near knocked out when you decided on the arm bar. Army tossed back the whiskey and asked for another. Yeah, he must have been new or something. More like Army was that good, but Denver knew he wouldn't admit it. For whatever reason, Army shrugged off all opportunities to further his fight career. Because of that, Denver warned him. Dean Connor was in the audience, scouting out the talent. Only for a second did Army react. But he shook off the stillness in less than a heartbeat. Havoc was here? One and the same. Dean Havoc Connor was a legend in the sport, and one of the most revered fighters ever. A while back, he'd switched gears from competing to training. Now, with another well-known veteran, Simon Evans, he ran one of the most successful and sought-after camps, the same camp where their buddy Cannon often trained. And Cannon had an upcoming title fight for light heavyweight, so clearly they were doing something right. Simon and Dean had the inside track with the SBC president and often recommended new recruits to bring under the SBC umbrella. Brows drawn, Army scoffed. This gig wasn't exactly the upper echelon of talent. Why would Havoc waste his time with low-level competitions? Succinct, Denver told him, You. Bullshit. He took a ton of notes while watching you, and as soon as